This is MC Tone from the 757 Spin None But the Truth. Back to y'all with another video. And much love to Minnesota. I skipped over Minnesota and Kansas City, and Kansas City is going to be the next video. So let me start off with the Minnesota Vikings, man. Head coach Mike Zimmer, man. I think he's a great head coach, top 5 head coach. Been very consistent ever since he took over for the Vikings. Great defensive head coach and defensive minded, man. I think shout out to Mike Zimmer, man. I know it took him a while to get a head coaching position, but hats off to him for making it work, especially at that age. Very well respected. Has offense and a defense clicking. I think this is a Super Bowl caliber defense now that you even got Yannick Nojoke. You know what I mean? He definitely kind of puts that defense over the top and put him one of the best defenses in the league. Y'all lost Trey Waynes in the free agency and Xavier Rhodes, so that's I want to say two big pickup, two losses because Xavier Rhodes was on the downside of his career. And Trey Waynes, he never really kind of panned out the way that the Minnesota Vikings planned he would, especially being a first round pick. But the defense is still pretty good. Still got Anthony Barr, who's definitely a solid linebacker. Y'all got Daniel Hunter and Eric Kendricks and Harrison Smith, and they're definitely key contributions. Excuse me. And you got Anthony Harrison playing on the tag. So this defense is definitely going to be potent. And I think underneath for Mike Zimmer, he can definitely push it over the top. Kirk Cousins, man, he finally got that monkey off his back from winning his first playoff game. So I think he's having that feeling that, hey, maybe I can, in big game situations or big games period, that I got to be the person to push this team over the top. Because, Kirk Cousins, there's a saying that he doesn't win in prime time games, and that's a big thing as a quarterback, especially going into the playoffs. Every game in the playoffs is a prime time game, and your quarterback who gets nervous and he just has bad nerves in the playoffs, how can you expect him to motivate the team and have confidence if he doesn't have confidence in himself? So that's going to be a big factor. Can Kirk Cousins take the next step of pushing this team over the top? I know y'all lost Stefon Diggs, but to me that was basically what y'all had to do, man. Stefon Diggs, y'all got a first round pick from in next year's draft. So at the end of the day, that was a good trade for y'all. I picked up Justin Jefferson, a great pickup. But let me start off with the video, man. The Minnesota Vikings, coached by Mike Zimmer. Like I said, a great head coach. The first round pick, Von Jefferson. Von Jefferson, I know he's gonna have to work himself, and he's gonna have to basically pay his dues in camp. But he's definitely been pretty solid, and I know what y'all gonna be looking forward to, man. He set the single season record for catches in a season by an LSU player. He was the real deal, man. I think that he was one of the best wide receivers in the draft. I think he was basically top 3 in the draft to me in terms of the wide receiver position. Very crisp route runner, does his damage out the slot. Would like to see him play inside and outside a lot faster than what people think he is. Very physical wide receiver too. So I do love Von Jefferson, man. He was one of my favorite players coming out of college. And another, watch out for cornerback Jeff Gladney, man. He might make some noise at a TCU, man. He's gonna have to, like I said, he's gonna have to pay his dues. Like I said, they lost Xavier Rhodes and Trey Waynes to free agency, but at the end of the day, this guy at TCU, they was talking about he might be one of the best cornerbacks, top 3 cornerbacks in the draft. So I believe in that. You got at the tackle position, Erzon Cleveland. He's another. Like I said, the offensive line might be shaky this year, especially with Riley Reef might be let go and released. He's telling teammates that, and then this offensive line is gonna be shuffled around. So I'm wondering, can they protect the Kirk Cousins, man? But I think Mike Zimmer and that coaching staff under Gary Kubiak can definitely put it together. Cornerback Cameron Danzler, like I said, Xavier Rhodes and Trey Waynes. Defensive end DJ Wamoom, James Lynch, defensive tackle, to add depth at that defensive spot, defensive line. Linebacker Troy Dye, cornerback Harrison Hand, and wide receiver KJ Osborne. Offensive lineman Blake Brandel, safety Josh Metellus, defensive end Kenny Wilkes, and quarterback Nate Stanley. Some key free agent signings that I like. Michael Pierce was definitely out of Baltimore to plug that hole in, man. That's a definitely great sign to me. Unless y'all lost Joseph, man. That was a big loss for y'all. But hey, man, I think the Michael Pierce signing was great. Dan Bailey resigned. You got Anthony Harris playing on the tag, which I think was smart. He definitely came big in the playoffs. TJ Sharp, watch out for TJ Sharp, man. He had some productive years at Tennessee. I heard him and Kirk Cousins have been having this little connection. So watch out for him. He might have a productive year. Especially knowing that y'all lost Stephon Diggs, but it was necessary. You know what I mean? I think he just wanted out of that situation. Amir Abdullah at the running back position for Dalvin Cook, who has trouble with staying healthy. And like I said, y'all picked up Yannick, Yannick, man, and I think that was the thing that, hey, man, this might be y'all year. Y'all might be everybody might be sleeping on y'all for Super Bowl contenders. Y'all might be a sleepy pick, a very very sleepy pick. I know people don't really have much faith in Kirk Cousins, but I think I have faith in Kirk Cousins, man. He's definitely a solid quarterback. I'm just wondering, can he make big plays when it comes down to it? And he showed me that he can, especially when he made that throw to beat the Saints. That was on him, and I think he finally has that confidence, like, hey, I can do this. And all it takes is one time for a player to know and feel that they can overcome their greatest obstacle, which is probably mostly themselves. Offensive ranked 13th, like I said, it was very good, very solid. Gary Kubiak definitely used Dalvin Cook all over the place. He stayed healthy throughout the year for the first time I think for the first time in his career. They've utilized him in the screen game. He was great in the screen game. One thing that Gary Kubiak used and they used, it was kind of reminded me of the Saints, that they used their running backs in the screen game, and Dalvin Cook, he masterfully did that. And he's a one of a kind running back, especially when he's healthy. Offensive plays, I ranked 27th, top 24 at the time of possession. Excuse me, 24th in time of possession, points 8, yards 16, passing yards 23, passing touchdowns 14th, rushing yards 6, rushing touchdowns 6, rushing red zone touchdowns 7, and overall touchdowns 10. For very balanced offense underneath of Gary Kubiak, and very solid. And like I said, the defense was amazing, man. They finished top 5 in every major statistical category: sacks, interceptions, forced fumbles, and fumble recovery. So they're definitely getting out of it with the defense, which ranks 7th in the league, which is pretty good coming out of Mike Zimmer. But that's no shocker to me. He's a great head coach. Points 5, yards 14, passing yards 15, passing touchdowns 13, rushing yards 13, red zone touchdowns 3, red zone touchdowns 3, overall touchdowns 4, time of possession 22, top 5. And like I said, top 5 in every statistical category that's pretty much involving defense, and that's pretty good with them. The secondary is a little revamped, but I think it's going to be good. Mike Zimmer does a good job. They love drafting corner. I forgot, they do love drafting their quarterbacks in the first round. Think about it. This is a passing league now. You need an elite corner to help with these elite receivers, man. And there's going to be more and more in this league. If you can have one cornerback shutting down the whole field, that helps you with your defense, especially trying to cover the other half of the field. It makes it a lot easier. Why do you think the Patriots needed a Stephon Gilmore, man, and how that defense runs? It's basically why that defense runs so good, is because of Stephon Gilmore. Some key players, like I said, is Kirk Cousins. I think he can have another productive year. Threw for over 3,000 yards, 26 interceptions. I think 6 interceptions, pretty good, pretty decent year for Kirk Cousins. Dalvin Cook, like I said, a pretty good player. Busy Johnson, man, at the wide receiver position. Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Kyle Rudolph is going to be big, man. Kyle Rudolph definitely is going to be big at the tight end position. He made that great catch that I didn't think it was a push off neither. That was just hey, you just got to fight for the ball, and that was a great catch by Kyle Rudolph. Daniel Hunter, defensive end, definitely. Eric Kendricks, Anthony Barr, Harrison's pick, and y'all new pickup Yannick Ngakoue. So I think that's going to be very, very, very good for y'all. And like I said, the only worries that I have is basically the offensive line position, and it's very troubling that y'all have that. You know what I mean? Especially if y'all are a Super Bowl caliber team. I think addressing the offensive line is going to be a huge problem. Y'all shifting guys around. Ryler Reef doesn't want to take a pay cut, and it looks like he's going to be released. You got Hill, who's on, I think, maybe injury reserve, but they're just, like, you've been hearing speculation in camp that they're just moving pieces around, and it's just like going into the season having a shuffled offensive line and having that and not having that chemistry as the offensive line. How is that really going to shake down? So share me your thoughts about it, Vikings fans. I do love y'all. Y'all probably my sleepy pick to make the Super Bowl if y'all can get that offensive line together. Especially last year, it kind of was a problem a little. It was a problem, but it wasn't a major problem. It was very fixable, especially with the run game with and the play action fake. But this year, can it be the same, especially rushing with if you have a Dalvin Cook not producing what he can produce in the run game, and you're gonna have to protect Kirk Cousins at a point, and he's gonna have to throw back. So just let me know thoughts, comments, subscribe if you like the video. Minnesota Viking fans, again, my apologies if I skipped over y'all. Tone out. Thank you.